waters off the east coast of South Africa, 300 feet below the surface. Divers search for a creature that existed before the time of the dinosaurs, a living fossil.
350, 400 million years old.
Some call it the ghost fish, king of the sea. Others, monster of the deep.
On a moonless but fairly bright night, you can actually see those eyes glowing.
For over half a century, the search has persisted.
And there have been divers who've died trying to find these fish.
Those who come in contact with it are changed forever.
You get this kind of science fiction chill in the back of your neck and going down your spine.
A creature that offers tantalizing clues to the evolution of all life on Earth, including us.
I did see one alive, and I never got over that.
A creature thought to have been extinct for over 50 million years.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Ancient creature of the deep. Up next on Nova.
Major funding for Nova is provided by the Park Foundation, dedicated to education and quality television.
Science. It's given us the framework to help make wireless communications clear. Sprint is proud to support Nova.
We see an inventor. At Microsoft, your potential inspires us to create software that helps you reach it. Your potential, our passion.
And by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
In Sodwana Bay, South Africa, a team of divers prepares to attempt a descent of several hundred feet into the Indian Ocean to search for a mysterious, ancient creature. Deep dives here are always dangerous. Rescue divers are in place. An emergency medical team hovers nearby. Each diver carries several tanks, different compressed gases to breathe at different depths. Any mix-up here could be fatal.
This is my oxygen, it's closed. I cannot breathe this at depths deeper than 10 meters. This is air to travel down, and under my back I have the helium mixture to breathe at depth.
Everything is planned, down to the minute.
Our total dive is going to take us exactly 2 hours. So 15 minutes down and on the bottom, and then the rest of the time coming up.
For a quarter of an hour, they drift down through a world ever quieter, ever colder, ever darker. Then, at a depth of 300 feet, something catches their eye.
We saw the continental drop-off. We headed straight for it. We saw a cave. We went straight into that cave, just looked underneath it. There he was.
A great primitive fish, a coelacanth. Its ancestors date back 400 million years to a time when all Earth's creatures lived underwater, and the great transition to living on land was about to begin. coelacanth with its fleshy leg-like fins, the missing link in evolution from fish to land animals. Coelacanths were long considered extinct, known to science only through ancient fossils that displayed these curious limb-like fins. But one fateful day in 1938, everything changed.
Hello, welcome. Welcome to Six Lakes Street.
Marjorie Courtney Latimer was then the 31-year-old curator of a small natural history museum in East London, South Africa.
Come, welcome in.
She remembers well how her life was turned upside down by the mysterious coelacanth.
Nobody ever knew the difficulties and the trauma that I went through. I went through absolute trauma saving that fish because nobody wanted to know. As I say, even my family in the end began to think I was cuckoo. I suppose I was very cuckoo.
On December 22nd, 1938, a fishing trawler steamed into the East London harbor. On the deck was a pile of sea life dredged up after a freak storm. But these fish were not all meant for market.
It was a pile of sponges and starfish and rat-tailed fish, and you name it, they were there.
When putting together new exhibits at the museum, Marjorie often obtained samples from local fishermen.
And from underneath this crowd, there was this one fin sticking out, this blue fin. And I thought, what on earth could this be? Then I moved all the fish. There was this beautiful, beautiful fish. Iridescent colors all over the fish. It was solid, it was just on 5 foot long, rough scales, and very big eyes, very big blue eyes. These peculiar limb-like fins, something I'd never seen in a fish in my life.
Marjorie had been an avid collector since childhood. She knew instinctively that this was an important find.
I thought, no, whatever happens, this fish has got to be saved.
Although she was able to cart the fish back to the museum, this was 1938, and there was no easy way to refrigerate and preserve the specimen. She inquired at the local mortuary.
And so I went in, and this very tall, very gaunt-looking gentleman said, what could he do for me? So I said, you know, I've got this beautiful fish. I said, I have to try and save it. And I wondered if you could put it into the mortuary. So he drew himself up right nearly up to the roof. And he said, I never heard of such an iniquitous suggestion. Most definitely not. Most definitely not.
In desperation, she sent off a note and a sketch to a professor at Rhodes University, 100 miles away in Grahamstown. Professor J.L.B. Smith was trained as a chemist, but his passion was ichthyology, the study of fish. His work in this field would soon change the face of science.
Let me take you to L4.
Professor Smith's one-time secretary and archivist is Jean Pote.
This is it. This is a very interesting file. It's correspondence with Marjorie Courtney Latimer from 1936 onwards. And in this file is, I think, the original drawing. That is the original drawing by Marjorie Courtney Latimer. And as soon as he saw that, he knew that it was something really rare.
For J.L.B. Smith, it was more than rare. It was an impossibility. If that drawing were correct, this fish should have died out with the dinosaurs. Smith's wife, Margaret, described his reaction.
It was the 3rd of January 1939. And I suddenly felt almost shockwaves coming from my husband, who was standing up reading a letter. And through the back of the letter, I could see a picture of a fish. And he pointed to the drawing of the tail. And he said, "You see that tail? That tail belongs to fishes that have been extinct for millions and millions of years."
Smith was confused and puzzled. He almost hoped he was wrong about the identification of this creature. But if he was right,